Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm very well. Another big week in action in sports. The NBA Finals is literally on tomorrow. First game one. So definitely pumped for that, Doma. And yeah, what can we say? It was a big UFC card over the weekend. So we'll talk about that. I know you tuned in. I tuned in.
I think I watched the last
massive.
3 fights. I think I caught.
It was a big card. And yeah, there's a bit of action happening on all fronts. On all fronts. Everything well, mate?
Always, mate. Can't complain. Just cruising along, doing our thing. Obviously not regular viewing for us this week. We've had to move to Thursday, but that's okay. But we're going to have to play with a few things in the next few weeks anyway, ladies and gents. So you could be seeing some different content come out in the next few weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Magda, welcome. Julio, welcome.
Welcome, lads.
I've got the regulars. Mate, they saw the notification. They came rushing to the chat. Start giving us some shit. Let's get straight into the NBA, mate. Where do we start? Do we start with JJ Redick becoming the new...
Is that confirmed, is it?
Nah, it's not confirmed.
Is that just a... Surely not.
Did you see when I put out the story the other 2 days ago? I just said I can't wait for the LeBron James JJ Redick podcast when they lose 5 straight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
What's LeBron going to say? You ran the plays wrong to JJ Redick. He's going to bag the Lakers franchise in the podcast. Oh, man. Anyway, we don't give a shit about that crap. It's the Lakers. Let's get into, obviously, the NBA Finals. Boston versus the Dallas Mavericks. Game 1 is tomorrow. And big news, obviously, if you're a Boston fan, Kristaps Porzingis will play in Game 1. Now, full disclosure from Source and I, if you didn't listen to the NBA season preview, we did say any chance of Boston winning the title, they need Kristaps Porzingis to be there in the big dance if they make it. And funnily enough, he's going to be there in the big dance. So that's already one checkbox ticked for the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
So how healthy he is another question.
How effective he's going to be, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, coming off that bit of layoff, and then you're coming right back into not only playoff intensity, but NBA Finals intensity. You know, how does he fit back in straight into that role? It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I have to say, with obviously Porzingis being in there, I'm sort of edging a little bit towards Boston. But, you know, I think I'd actually rather see Luka the Don and the Mavs win the chip. Obviously, see Kyrie win another one, which would, you know, cement his legacy in certain ways, in his own way. So, yeah, look, first, before we even move into how we talk about what that matchup's going to look like, Dom, obviously we've got to give props to either team and, you know, how they made it through. We know with Boston's case, it was a bit of a cakewalk, but obviously the Mavs got the job done over the Timberwolves, and, yeah, Luka the Don absolutely cooked Anthony Edwards in that series and cooked that whole Timberwolves team. And it's funny, the one thing that we did say about that Timberwolves team when they did to stay on top was they're not going to get it done with Ant-Man as number 2. not Ant-Man, sorry, Cat as number 2. That's proved us right. So a little bit of vindication in
We
that
were
sense.
wrong. We were wrong when we said they'd win the chip, though. So
Yeah, we were
we
wrong.
definitely
Full
say
stop
that.
there, but,
We're accountable when we say things on the show, but we did say they would never win with Carl Anthony Towns. So once again, we're right.
It did rely on their ability to keep up that defense with that production that they were getting, because when a team that came and played really good defense, and you've got to give props. I think this is where the Mavs aren't getting enough credit in certain aspects, is their defense has actually, from where it was throughout the season to where it is at the level it is now in the playoffs. It's literally apples and oranges, right? They were nowhere near it to having a championship defense midway through the season, but they turned it around nicely, and here they are in the playoffs, in the final dance of the season, in the NBA Finals, kicking off tomorrow against the Boston Celtics, and turns off to be an amazing series that. I just feel like Luka's got that. He's gonna be that. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get the job done. You know what I mean? That sort
you reckon?
Hey, if he wants to cement himself, that's what he's got to do. Yeah, everyone, Luka. This is all I'm saying. Everyone forgets when you lose before the NBA Finals, but everyone remembers when you lose in the NBA Finals, right? So you want to start going up that elevation to put yourself not insane. I mean, you're never going to get to the level of the greatest of all time, but you want to start getting up that level. Say you're going to want to be top 5 all time by the time you leave the NBA. These are the ones you need to win when you get to the dance, the big dance. I think it's a good matchup. I think they've got the bigs. They've got the bigs there to challenge. They got Gafford and Lively that can play their role and get challenged. They got good rim protection, and Lucas showed he's picked up his defense and he can play a lot better defense. So it'll be interesting to see where this.
What my favorite thing is. What my favorite thing is, because obviously Drew Holiday came to Boston this season. Everyone's like, the biggest matchup is Drew versus Luka. Man, it could be the biggest matchup in the finals, but how you all have short-term memory, because my boy Jimmy Buckets cooked Drew Holiday 12 months ago in this exact same situation. Cooked him. Barbecue chicken. Drew Holiday, when the Heat played the Bucks in the second round. Cooked him. Made him look second rate. Now, no offense to Jimmy Buckets, because he plays for my Miami Heat, and I love Jimmy Buckets. But Jimmy Buckets' offensive threat ain't no Luka the Don.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying. He ain't no Luka the Don. So, and everyone talks about defense. Wasn't Minnesota like the 3rd ranked or 2nd ranked defense in the NBA this season, or 1st ranked?
I think they were 1st.
Well, guess what? They beat them 4-1. Like, I know everyone's throwing all these factors in and they're writing off. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Dallas are the underdogs. Everyone's writing them off. Everyone is genuinely writing them off. Why? Because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown play and they got Drew Holiday at the Boston Celtics. These guys have proven nothing. Everyone in this series, except for Kyrie Irving, has proven nothing. The only thing that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have proved are they can't get it done.
True.
All the pressure is on Boston.
All the pressure is on Boston.
This could be
potentially their 3rd loss in the finals. They've already had 2.
Derek White is like that barometer player. He is the perfect player you need on your team. He's like Sean Livingston for the Golden State Warriors. He's like Shane Battier for the Heat. He's like Odom for the Lakers.
Yeah,
he's that guy that does all that work. He doesn't get the credit, but he's very, very important. He makes shots when they need shots.
Yeah, and he can make plays as well. Make plays. He can handle the ball.
It's going to be hard. I reckon it's going to be hard for Dallas. So we're going to give our predictions.
Yeah, what are you thinking, Tom? How many games does this go to, first of all?
I reckon 6.
Right.
I want Luca to win, but I don't think he will.
You don't see it, do you?
No.
This is going to be the one that Boston get the job
Yeah,
done.
I think so. And then we can read all the articles how Jason Tatum is going to be the next Kobe Bryant and read all that shit a week after they win the chip. I just think they get the job done.
Boston 4-2, you're saying?
Yeah, 4-2 Boston. That's my prediction.
Yeah, look, I am leaning Boston, but interesting. Yeah, I'm leaning Boston because I feel like, they've been there before. So, there has to be a point where they do get over the hurdle. But I'm sticking with Luca the Don. And the
I'm
Mavs
writing you off, Luca.
4-3.
Luca, I'm writing you off, Luca, deliberately. Shut me up, Luca. James Harden could never do it. So
yeah, it's true. When we
Luca,
challenge James
come
Harden
on
this show,
please.
wasn't able
Drop
to pull
like
through.
50, at least drop 50 in a couple games this year. It'd be unbelievable. So, yeah, so you're going Dallas
4-3.
7.
7. He's winning in game 7 in
The Garden.
the Garden.
Imagine that. Unbelievable. Anyway, there's the predictions. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Porzingis is going to be a huge factor in this, like you mentioned. The defense is going to be massive, but they need Dallas to win this. Actually, needs those other guys like Washington.
Correct.
They got to step up. They have to actually have massive series.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got to have big series. There has to be one of those guys that comes along for the ride, like Mike Miller for LeBron when he just kept hitting threes in every game in the finals, mate. Like,
yeah,
they need a guy like that. Washington, when he gets hot, he doesn't miss, mate. So he could be the player. Don't know. But the same thing with Boston. You give Horford and all these Horford and White and all these guys a sniff, and they just don't miss. They really don't. So anyway, Magda says Luca needs to win it. He believes Luca has the drive. Luca is not pulling off Game 7 from last year against the Suns. PJ and Daniel Gafford need to step up. All right, that's it for the basketball, mate. Let's move on before we get to AFL. Just Real Madrid source. Was it ever in doubt?
we said once they got to the final,
It's over.
It's
pack
over.
it in, mate. Dortmund could have been $1 favourites and they would have lost.
Mate, Dortmund should have had 2 goals in the first half. They could have been up 2-0
Props
at half time.
Props to Manuel Neuer. Not to Thibaut Courtois, sorry, Manuel Neuer, who came back from an ACL that started. That was the first game. A Champions League final is the first start he has had since he came back from injury. And he actually played out of his mind. He saved them again because didn't he save them 2 years ago when they won it?
Yeah, he did. Massively.
Mate, huge. And then Vinny scored and Carvajal, it was over. Forget about it. It wasn't even peasantry, mate. Peasantry when you get
don't
to that
take
stage.
your chances. How many times we see this in a game of football? You don't take your chances and then you get punished. And especially a team like Real Madrid, you allow them to stay within that sniff when you haven't put away your chances, and it was inevitably coming.
Julio says AI predicts that Real Madrid doesn't lose a Champions League final for the next 12 years. Mate, they might not win a Champions League final for the next 12 years. They might not win one. There's no guarantees, mate. We saw the Galacticos. It was like the greatest team of all time. And they won shit. I just think that I love him to death. I love Kylian Mbappe so much. I love Kylian Mbappe. Like, my love for Mbappe is not at Ronaldo level yet, but I tell you what, he's very, very, I'm not going to say very close, but he's up there. I love the guy because he's a big-time player. He can get shit done. He's not proven in the Champions League, unfortunately, because he's choked when he's got to semi-finals and stuff. So, but he's got a sense. We've said it when he was at PSG, but he's got he's got the GM vibe about him. I just think when the going gets tough for old Kylian at Real Madrid, the tough's going to get going. That's just. I hope he wins everything. I hope he wins 9 Ballon d'Ors, and he ends up becoming the greatest player of all time. Seriously, I don't care if it's Mbappe that's better than Ronaldo. It actually doesn't bother me. The guy's already got a World Cup, and he's made 2 World Cup finals, mate. He's won one of them. But they have Balogun. No, yeah, but I wasn't too impressed with Bellingham's game, to be honest, in the final.
He wasn't that good in the final. He missed a chance.
Tony Cruz did everything, to be honest.
He's retired, Cruz. What a career.
Still got Luka.
What a way to go out.
I know.
I think that's what I said. I think I read an article about that or something. He said, when I do go out, I want to make sure I'm going out, at the top. At the top.
He's won 6 Champions League source. 6 Champions Leagues.
Can you believe that Bayern Munich, he was at Bayern Munich, and the only reason he left was because they didn't want to pay him more money because they didn't think he was worth it. So he left and went to Real Madrid, and
he's won 6 Champions Leagues. That just sums up Bayern Munich, doesn't it? It really sums them up. They signed Harry Kane and they lost the league. That's the best thing that's ever happened. And he won the golden gun, the ball, the golden grill, which is a cannon, which is the Arsenal cannon. We've shown that on this show, ladies and gents. If you're not sure what we're talking about, go have a look. Top goal scorer gets an Arsenal cannon in the Bundesliga. Oh, mate. Yeah, unbelievable. Obviously, Mbappe, that's the big news. The worst kept secret in world football. It was just a matter of time before we woke up and saw a "here we go" from Fabrizio, and he confirmed it. And that's what we wait for. Don't worry about ESPN. Don't worry about Bleacher Report. As soon as Fabrizio confirms it, that's all that matters. Right. We've got the "here we go." He's there. Kylian Mbappe. This is a move that probably should have happened 2 years ago. Sauce and I have said that multiple times. He should have left way earlier than expected, but the owner of PSG threw all the money at him, gave him so much to practically run the team. So how could he say no? So anyway, he knew he wasn't winning shit once like Messi and Neymar, they left, and what's he going to do? Just keep winning League Ones for the rest of his life, mate. It's gone down to the 6th best league in the world, League One. It's ranked 6 now. So it's like, for him, he sees it like, what's he getting out of it? So he's made the move. All eyes are on La Liga next season, Source. Don't worry about the Premier League. All eyes are on La Liga. So,
yeah, it's massive. As you said, it was the worst kept secret. But yeah, that team looks scary good, man. Looks scary good, and I'm not sure if you've seen like their ability to obviously transfer guys out late in their career. I mean, they sold one off to you, Casemiro, and a few other guys that they've got money back for, and then they go pick up these guys on free transfers. Just unbelievable, really. How they've done it,
and they find guys like Yosselu, guys like that, mate, as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's written off their career. They're finished, get them for absolutely peanuts.
I think they only paid about $2 million for him. $3 million.
$2 million.
Yeah.
Comes into the team. The semi-final.
Semi-final comes on, kicks 2 goals.
Like, they just keep finding these guys. Talent, they saw Camavinga, they got him over. Tchouaméni, they got all these. Yep. Man, their team is freaking ridiculous.
But it's just the way they've built up that young talent again to now that Modric and Kroos are on the way out, and then you've got Camavinga, Tchouaméni stepping into that midfield. They've got Arda Güler, who's going to come in.
Güler, Endrick,
absolute freak.
They've got Endrick as well. The Brazilian.
Yeah, seen that, Julio. First game for Madrid. Mbappe's UEFA Super Cup final. So First game in, he's got a chance to win a cup. How good's that? Playing for Real Madrid.
Pretty bloody good. Just imagine on his debut, he kicks a hat-trick. The Bernabeu could collapse. Like, they could lose their minds.
It's yeah. Oh, look. First and foremost, it's going to be interesting to see how he performs at the Euros, which is just around the corner, Dom. I think it starts in about
next
15
week.
days.
No, I thought it was.
Is it?
Wasn't it? I thought it was the 13th or the 10th. 13th?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, have a look. But in all honesty, this could be a big call. But this is probably the biggest signing in world football since Ronaldo went to
June the 15th is the first match. So
next
9
week.
days from now?
Yeah, next Friday.
June the 15th at Saturday morning, 5 a.m. First match is Germany versus Scotland. Perfect. So the games for here in Melbourne, the games are, Australian Eastern Standard Time. 5 a.m., 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 11 p.m. So it goes like that. 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 11 p.m. So it's not too bad. You can either do the old what we've done before, the 11 a.m., 11 p.m., 2 a.m., go to sleep, miss the 5 a.m., or you do the skip the
or you do the double coverage World Cup special and you just watch all of them.
You just watch all of them and just
watched every game.
Watched every game. That was pretty nuts. Go to sleep for 2.5 hours, wake up, watch the 5 a.m. game, go back to sleep 7 till 9, and wake up.
I don't know if I told this story on the podcast, but during the World Cup, after the 2 a.m. game, this is going to say, you guys are going to think I'm fucked. I used to get in my car, like I would sleep for 2 a.m. and finish at like 4:45. I would get in my car. I was working at Mulgrave, which was an hour away. But have brekkie, get in my car, drive to my office in Mulgrave. I was actually, no, I don't know what time it was, but I used to get there 10 minutes before the 5 a.m. game would start. I would sit in my car for 1 hour until the office actually opened at 6 o'clock. I'd walk to the office because you're 15 minutes into the second half, holding my phone, set up, and while I'm setting up, it's on my phone until my laptop was ready. Then I'd stream it on my laptop and put it on the big screen. Ladies and gents, I shit you not, that is what I was doing. When we say we watched every game, I mean we watched every game.
Dedication. I wasn't that. I didn't have to. My work day didn't start that early, so I was able to.
We were cooked. It was genuinely the stupidest shit. But you know what? 1 month every 4 years, you just put yourself through absolute grueling pain.
Yeah,
and it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
Had to be done. Had to be
done. There's one sport you're missing. Julio says it's almost the biggest sporting event in the world. What is it? The World Darts Championship? Is that what we're talking about? Darts is coming on the show. After Saucy's little break and he comes back, Darts is coming on the show, mate.
Put Darts on the agenda. Obviously, we'll put the Premier League. There's a lot that goes on. There's the Premier League, the European Tour. There's a lot. But we might just have to follow the Premier League Darts.
Biggest sporting event, mate. They don't live stream my soccer games enough, mate. The Olympics. Shut the get out of here, man. Olympics, mate.
We're not going to cover swimming.
Who cares? Everyone's doping anyway.
We can cover the 100-meter final. That's about it.
Everyone's on PEDs anyway, Sauce. Who gives a shit?
Like, no, they're not.
Well, everyone outside of US and Australia, or Russia and China, they're all on PEDs anyway.
What about that one where China got found guilty, but they're not going to they're not getting a sanction or something like that?
Oh, that's what money does, mate. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to some AFL, mate. Let's
dollar.
Let's go ahead. All right, let's go. We had Thursday night footy last week. Port Adelaide defeated by Carlton by 6 goals. Blues played good footy, so what can I say? Friday night, the Dogs get the job done against the Pies at Marvel Stadium, 82-100. I was at this game, Source. Someone made a very valid point to me. And they said, if Collingwood are getting a home game at Marvel, why are they playing another team that is actually their home ground is Marvel?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Wouldn't you just play like Fremantle or someone so you can try and get not Fremantle, play Sydney there or something that gets a bit more of a crowd, an interstate team that gets a bit more of a crowd, but it's not their home ground. You could have played Hawthorn there. Hawthorn predominantly played the G. You could have played Melbourne there. I know that's probably a bigger crowd. You can't play Melbourne there, but Hawthorn at the moment because they're not so strong. Could have played Geelong at Marvel. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird. They played the Dogs, and the Dogs get the job done by 18. That's a good win for them. They just ran out of legs, Collingwood. They got a lot of injuries and stuff, and they ran out of legs. It was pretty evident.
Yeah, the injuries for the Pies is pretty tough. I mean, I think they just need to. I think someone. What was someone saying to me? Oh, we could do like a few teams in the past have done it where they've just ambled through the season, got their guys right towards the end of the season, then they make a run for it. Maybe they could
last year. They
potentially.
won a flag off of this. What are they talking
Yeah,
about? They were one injury away from that grand final having. Mate, they put what's his name in Frampton, did nothing in the granny. They were
yes,
one
correct.
more injury away from having another spud in that team. And it changes the game completely. Like, don't forget that. Like, don't forget that at all. Like, yeah. They had a lot of injuries. What they did last year was amazing, Source. So, yeah, I understand what this person's trying to say to you, but they've already been there and done that. But they're in a worse predicament. If they don't get their players back this time and they keep getting injuries, they're pretty much cooked.
Yeah, well, no team's gone back to back in the last 6 years, so they're fighting against the clock of what's happened in recent times. So, yeah, let's see. You know, can they piece it together? The Maggies, they're sitting ninth. They're sitting
They're fine.
ninth.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right. They'll make finals easy. Not worried about that. The Saturday game, the Hawks defeat the Crows by 27. Good job by the Hawkers, mate. Then we have West Coast lost by 14 to St Kilda in Perth. I was spewing about this one. Harley Reid, obviously, the big news out of this, got a 2-week ban, so he can't win the Rising Star. That's done and dusted. Thanks for coming. Cats beat Richmond by 30. Sunday's games, the Suns beat the Dons by 11. Saucy called this. You called it. You said it was going to happen.
Yeah, I did. We played poorly. You know what, Don? We were probably the better side on the evening. I mean, we had a lot of the ball. We had a lot of inside 50s, and we just lacked polish going inside 50. Lacked a lot of polish. And that was the difference in the end. I mean, you have a look at the scoring shots. We have more scoring shots. So just lack polish. So we'll have to bring that against the Blues this week, or else we'll definitely get beat.
And then the last game there, mate, I couldn't believe what I was watching on Sunday. The Dockers defeated Melbourne by 92 points. I don't know what I was watching.
What the hell happened, Doma?
You know witches' hats? That is literally what I was watching. I didn't know what was happening. They got off to a heater, I'm pretty sure, Melbourne. They kicked the first 3 goals. I'm like, here we go. Nice. And then, I don't know. So I actually can't tell you what happened. The wheels fell off that quickly, Sauce. I looked up at halftime and they had 70 points on the board, Fremantle, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Since when does Fremantle know how to kick goals?
Well, we know that obviously, they'd have a bit of a slight advantage considering they are from Perth and it was in Alice Springs and the heat factor, but 94-point advantage?
No, definitely not. That was just ridiculous.
That's terrible. Look, you can nearly count on it that Melbourne will bounce back pretty heavily this week after that defeat.
And they play Collingwood too in the King's birthday special. Buys were Brisbane. There you go. Big freeze. Buys, Brisbane. Like we said, they went to Vegas. North Melbourne. Good. That's a win for North because we had a bye. The Swans and the Giants. Games this week. Currently, we've got the Crows versus the Tigers in Adelaide, and the Tigers are up by 13. I actually tipped Adelaide for this. I can't believe they are losing to Richmond. at the moment.
Yeah, few outs and few ins for the Tigers. So I did look at it before, and I was like, mate, there's a chance the Tigers might pull this off tonight, but we'll see. They usually fade late, and Adelaide do not stop coming till the
They
final.
storm home. Yeah, they're a team that storm
home.
home. Friday night game. Did you put a tip in for this? I tipped Adelaide.
I tipped Adelaide. Yeah.
Bulldogs, Lions, Marvel.
I'm going to go Bulldogs. Found some form, a little bit of form in the last few weeks. The doggies.
Oh my, yep. Hawks, Giants in Tassie.
Oh, I didn't know this was in Tassie. I might have to tip the Hawks. They've been good form. Giants are struggling down there in Tassie.
225 the Hawks. Gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen.
Might be a little cheeky. 1-2 in a row. Playing some good footy.
Could have won 3 if they didn't balls up the lane.
CJ, what's his name? Could he get reported for
Changuth
headbutting that bloke?
I'm not sure. No, I didn't see anything.
Okay. The guy grabbed him by the throat, so he decided to headbutt him.
I'm tipping the Hawks. Well, I tipped the Hawks. I've tipped the Hawks.
Oh, I have tipped them. I'm with you.
Next game is a ring-a-ding-ding. And I'm spewing, mate. There's got to be a conspiracy by the AFL. Harley Reid doesn't get to play against North Melbourne.
I know.
That's bullshit. So the Eagles versus North in Perth. Somehow North Melbourne are $3.60. I reckon this could be an absolute belting. I tip West Coast. I don't tip North anymore.
Yeah, West Coast.
Next one up, Saints versus Suns, Marvel Stadium.
I'm going to go with the Suns.
I'm tipping Suns as well. Oh, this one's a ripper. SCG, Swans versus the Cats.
Swans.
I'm going Swans as well. Dons versus the Blues at the G. Sunday evening.
Yeah, big fixture.
7:20.
Massive fixture.
You going?
Massive fixture. Yes, I am going to the game. It's going to be huge. Apparently, there's 95,000+ to sell out.
What?
Yes, it's a sellout. 90,000+. 90+. Or maybe 95. I'm adding a bit of sugar, but they reckon 90,000 sellout.
Jeepers.
It's going to be a big fixture on the eve of King's birthday on the Monday. So, yeah, I'm going the Dons. I'm going to back the Dons.
Fuck. Back in the Dons. I'm going the Blue Baggers. And then the big clash, Collingwood versus Melbourne. King's birthday at the G.
The big freeze.
Big freeze, mate.
This is the number 9.
10.
They got the 10. Yeah.
It's up to 10, yeah?
Yeah, it's up to 10. It's big freeze 10.
Anniversary. Fantastic. Great initiative.
I've got a few of these. I haven't bought one every year, but I reckon I've got about 5 or 6 of these because has been 10 years of it. But, if you're not going to buy a beanie, even if you could donate $5, it's all helpful to fight an absolutely terrible disease. If you don't know what it is, MND, just look it up. It's a horrendous.
Neuron disease.
You would not want it to happen to anyone at all. It's literally debilitating and just gets you over time. So it's a good cause. It's a good cause. So support it. And the big clash on Monday, I'm going to go with the Pies.
I'm going the Pies as well. I can't trust the D's.
Can we trust the D's after they just got slapped by 94 points?
Can they bounce
back? It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game, though.
It will be close.
Always is.
Close. The buys this week are Port Adelaide and the Dockers. So awesome stuff there. F1, I'm pretty sure there's a race this week. F1. Sergio Perez re-signed for Red Bull. I'm not sure if you saw that source, so very interesting. 4 a.m. Monday morning, the Canadian GP at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So tune in to that one. Canadian Grand Prix this Monday morning, 4 a.m. So can Max bounce back? Is the question. Or is Ferrari and McLaren, they turned a bit of a leaf here? It's going to be interesting viewing, to say the least. Now over to you, big fella, because we've got some UFC. It was a big card.
was a massive card, Doma, and that was UFC 302, which we'll have a look over right now, and I'll bring up the results, share them on the screen. So we got from the prelims. The early prelims had Adrian Lima defeating Mitch Raposo in the flyweight division, Alina Perez defeating Jocelyn Edwards in the women's bantamweight division, Basil Hafif defeating Mickey Gale in the welterweight division, and then in the prelims you had Jake Matthews, the Aussie, defeating Phil Rowe over 3 rounds, over a decision. He got it done comfortably then, pretty comfortably there, Doma. If you have a look, he was pretty dominant with total strikes, yes. 89 total strikes thrown over to 40. Got the 1 takedown as well. 66 significant strikes to 34. Just the output by Jakey Matthews. He was always putting the pressure on. So I think in the eyes of the judges, he definitely got it done, which is what they correctly judged. And then in the lightweight division, you had Grant Dawson defeating Joe Scholicki. And then heavyweight division, Yelton Almeida against Alexander Romanov with a submission in the first round. And then you had Roman Kopolov with a split decision over Cesar Almeida. And then to the main card, you had Randy Brown defeating Alu Zaleski dos Santos, Nico Price defeating Alex Morono, Kevin Holland defeating Mikhail Ozhizhescu from Poland in the middleweight division. And then the middleweight division, you had Sean Strickland defeating Paulo Costa over the 5 rounds with a split decision. That was definitely the right one. Sean Strickland was the much better of the fighters. And then I'm not sure if you've seen Doma Kevin Holland in that fight where he snapped the guy. I don't think he snapped his arm. It just looked really bad because I don't think it's actually physically snapped, but it was a nasty arm bar. Which he pulled off. And then the main event, Islam Makhachev submits Dustin Poirier, which, you know, may or may not be Dustin Poirier's last fight. I think he's really considering it is going to be. So we'll see. But, you know, he's been an absolute warrior in the UFC. Props to Makhachev. That was a dogfight. I don't think, you know, it wasn't as one-sided as what the odds suggested it should have been. You know, Poirier, you know, made a good account of himself, but Makhachev he is that good, you know, and you know, props to him. I mean, he submitted a guy who's you know, very, very good in the UFC and in Poirier, but it's interesting because now Makhachev wants to go up 1 weight class and try, you know, win the belt 1 weight class up. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to pull that off and where he goes from here. But it was a massive card. I know you tuned into a few fights, Doma, so it was entertaining, or watched it with a few mates. It was definitely one to not miss. And if you did miss it, that's all right. You can always watch the replay somewhere. Cracking fights, most of them.
Yeah, they were good. They were really, really good. I think I was saying Makhachev had staph infection as well in that fight, so he was a bit cooked going into it. So very interesting. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the show. He says it was rigged. Dana didn't want Dustin to go out with the W.
Doma, this weekend we have fight night, UFC fight night, Jared Cannonier versus Nasiruddin Imamov, middleweight, number 7 Imamov against Cannonier, who's number 4 in the middleweight. That should be an absolute cracker. And then the co-main event is Dominic Reyes against Dustin Jacoby, light heavyweight division. And then our boy Raul Rosas Jr. is back on the card in the bantamweight division against Ricky Turchos. And then any other notable names, any Aussies on the card, not that I can see, but definitely tune in. The early prelims kick off from 7 a.m. and the main card kicks off from 10 a.m. this Sunday, the 9th of June. That's Australian Eastern Standard Time. Check your local guides for whatever it is on your time zone. But yeah, there is a card this weekend, so make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in. And before we move on from any combat sports, I'm not sure if you've seen Big Bang Zhang knocked out Deontay Wilder. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's just for big big fall from grace for Deontay
Yeah.
Wilder. It'll be interesting to see where that pans out from now. The knockout was a bit of a funny one. I'm not sure. Did you see it? It's like copped a punch, complaining to the ref or something, and then not paying attention. And Big Bang Zhang just runs up behind him. And as he turns, there he is with the right hand to knock him out. So yeah, look. Interesting. Yeah, I know we don't follow too much boxing on this show, but it's always interesting with the big heavyweights and those guys that have sort of avoided each other's for a while, and we wanted to see that big fight, Joshua and Wilder, but they probably won't ever get made now just because of where Wilder's career has gone in that positioning. So there's probably bigger fights. Joshua's still at the top of his game. I feel like he's still really, really good. I think there's still some big fights there for him to make. It would just be interesting to see what is next. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that one, that knockout by the Big Bang Zhang.
Yeah, definitely. And I was going to ask you, got any inside word on what's happening with old McGregor? What's happened?
Mate, the guy's supposed to be training for a fight, and he's
pulled everything. You saw that. Did you see? You know what I'm talking about? They pulled the Irish press conference. They pulled all the promo stuff for UFC 303. Dana and McGregor haven't made a statement. And then Chandler was posting like self-help quotes on his Twitter and stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's all cryptic. It's all a plan, mate.
It's all gone mental.
It's all cryptic. It's all a plan. No, I don't think it is. I think it's Conor McGregor's gone off the absolute rails.
Yeah, I reckon he has too.
And
I reckon he tested positive. That's what I reckon it is. Yeah.
Probably.
Who gives a fuck? Let him fight.
Just
let him fight. Let him fight. They found everything in his system. PEDs, cocaine, everything. You name it, it's in there.
Did you see him in that movie? Unless he was bloody CGI'd. He was definitely wasn't
yeah, that was pre-training camp though. That was when he was on the roids like to another level. Bro, he was so big. So big, it's stupid. But I don't know. I reckon he's tested positive and he's cooked. And it's not going to happen. And they've sold this massive super fight, and they sold the pay-per-views, haven't they? They sold like 20 million in pay-per-views or some shit. Yeah, it's not going to look good on the UFC.
He's such a peanut, though.
Nah, he cares. He'll come back and get knocked out anyway. It'll be hilarious. I don't know. It's mental.
Surely he doesn't have the same drive and want.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. What for? What for? Who cares? He's cooked. He did what he had to do. It was amazing.
He's got the proper 12.
That's it. He's done.
40-foot yacht.
Yeah. That's it. It's all over. All right, let's get to some hobby talk quickly. Bang these ones out. All we've got, mate.
What do we got on the agenda?
We've got some just product reviews, mate. We've got some. What do we got? Obsidian basketball. So here we go. Let's have a look here at some of the cards. There's a checklist, but so we've got electric neon flood, orange flood, purple flood, gold flood, deep sea mojo. Oh. Here's Brandon Podziemski. Autos, a number to 149 or less. Checklist includes rookie jersey autos, rookie jersey ink, matrix material autos, galaxy ink, magmatic signatures, rookie eruption, volcanic signatures, and the debuting twilight signatures. Here's some of the eclipse materials, unbreakable memorabilia for the relics. It's not a bad looking card. As far as inserts, parallels to land per box, the die cut vitreous and volcanics. There's also color blast black in this product. So cards per pack 7, packs per box 1, boxes per case 12. The set size is 240 cards. The release date is June 5th. So run out, and if you're interested, buy it. I'm not going to tell you to buy it, but if you're interested, autos in what to expect in the box: 2 autos, 1 mem, 2 inserts or parallels, and 2 base cards. So here's the checklist, but we only care about this, isn't it? Luke of the Don. It's run of the mill. Run of the mill, ladies and gents. We just want to make you aware of what's out at the moment. So that's that one. What else we got? Immaculate Soccer. Here he is, Big Erlen. Who we got here? Yamal from Barca. He's Lautaro Martinez, who's got a World Cup for producing absolutely no impact at all. I reckon he missed that many in front of goal. It's ridiculous. Shadow Box Sigs. We got Vinny. It looks like it's sticker. Jeremy Pino on the cleats. Oh, that's a nice card. Have a look at this. Nicolo Barella Insignias 101. Have a look at that sauce. Italy logo.
That's
nice. A mint card. Bloody hell. What to expect? 7 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 6 boxes a case, $275 the card set, and that is a TBA release date on that one. So Immaculate Soccer. Then we've got Topps Chrome NBL, ladies and gents. I'm not sure if you saw Carmelo Anthony's comments on the NBL during the week. It's pretty good. Oh, here's the Lamont card. It's the cotton. It's cotton, but
it looks like Lemons.
It looks like lemons, mate. We'll take it. I think we reviewed this product before, so it's more just to let everyone know that it comes out on June 24th this year. So have a crack at it if you're interested in NBL. The cards look good. It's a chrome product as well, which is always really, really good. I'm not sure how much a box goes for though. Yeah, no idea. What to expect? 1 auto, 2 1971 Topps basketball cards, 2 big city ballers, 3 coast to coast, 2 highly venomous, and 3 refractors. So, I'm not sure, Source, if you can somehow find how much a box is going for. Cherry might have.
Well, I'll just say this. Yeah, let's hope they don't make the same bullshit mistake that they made last year, which was releasing these boxes at like some stupid price, and then they ended up down towards $150 a box or something like that, and they were trying to sell them at the beginning for like $300 a box. Like, this is really realistically NBL product is like $150 a box max. I think you should be paying anything excessive of 200 boxes. A box is probably too expensive, I feel. So,
fair show.
Do your research. Do your research, as we always say on this show. Definitely do your research if you're going to buy a box of Topps NBL. But there's very, very minimal value, if any, in ripping boxes at some current price range. I mean, you just take no further look than what did we review just preview just before Obsidian basketball. I mean, what do you get? Six cards in the box? Is that what it is? Obsidian, 6 cards in the box, and what's a box going to cost you?
7, probably $1,000, wasn't it?
$800 or something like that. It's just like ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Doesn't make sense to me, Doma. Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, Source. I don't know. Anyway, if you're interested in it, it's a buyer's beware, as we always say on this show. Next one up, 0304 Michael Jordan Logo Man Auto, $2.9 million this sold for. It was, where are we at? 0304 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection Basketball Ultimate Logo Signatures MJ, sold through our good friend Uncle Kenny on Golden Source. I'm sure this will be on the Golden Touch in season 2 on Netflix. Wouldn't surprise me. The previous high was 2.7 million for a 97-98 Upper Deck game jerseys auto, limited to 23 copies. It's also the first set to have a Jordan jersey swatch. The sale was through a private deal facilitated by Golden. This is the previous record. Here's another expensive Jordan. This one sold for 1.68 million. Oh no, sorry. This one sold for 360,000. 1.68 was for the triple logo man of LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. So a couple records set in the last couple of weeks, Source, in the hobby.
Well, look, we don't know, you know, and with this sort of thing, when they say it's private sale, you know, can't be disclosed. How much credibility is there to these? You know, Doma, like this isn't. You know, we've had this discussion before when we've had the round table and we talk about, like, you know, if you look at some of the fine art auctions of the world, I mean, the Christie's auctions, you got to register your name and a company and a, you know, proprietary limited or something like that to be able to even bid, and you know, you got to have some sort of backing behind you, and they know if you bid on that item, they know who's bidding on that item. It's like, it's not anonymous bidding and stuff like that. So it's just, how much legitimacy is there to sale like this? I don't know. So even the one that we had the other week, where the Star Jordan sold for 900,000, was it, Dom?
900,000 or some shit.
900,000 for a PSA 9.
Yeah. For the true rookie.
For the true rookie, as we always call it on this show. So yeah, you got to question a lot of this sort of stuff. I mean, especially when we know we've got the director of assets and people of this nature involved in this the hobby.
I forgot about him. The director of assets.
What else? You know, there could be a lot of, yeah.
Oh, who knows? There's so much dodgy shit that happens, as you know, mate. So, but you know, it's good. Well, at least there's something that's a positive. Someone made. We'll just pretend like it isn't some shady deal, and someone made that much money by selling that card to someone that's a Lamont. So
another interesting thing before we wrap up and you know, probably wrap up the show and end on Hobby Talk is, yeah, the influencers that sort of, you know, the big wig influencers in the hobby that would, you know, talk down on people that were covering what they perceived as negative topics in the hobby, right? And say, don't be so negative. You know, you need to be more positivity in the hobby, this and that and that. And you know, they didn't want to cover these sort of issues that you know, they thought shedded too much negativity on the hobby. But here they are now, current day, covering these same issues on their roundtable talk hobby discussion shows. You know,
who are these idiots? I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, you know, in his
I don't actually know who you're talking about.
No. Well, I'm talking about Sports Card Lemon, right?
Oh.
And his conglomerate of
lemon trees,
a posse down there that he's got, right? That he's got, you know, the production value for a hobby. He's got the biggest production value of all time for what's supposed to be a hobby for him. That's now turned to business because he's got a massive card show where in Atlanta or wherever it is. So the people that he's got doing those sort of shows and stuff now are sort of covering these topics on dodginess and things like that. And it's funny because they didn't cover this sort of stuff 12 months ago. They didn't want to talk about it. They perceived it as too much negativity within the hobby. So let's not talk about it, right? So it's funny how they've changed their tone. Whatever it is, for whatever reason, probably for clicks and likes and that sort of shit. That's what's got me thinking it's for. But it's just bizarre to have a big 180 flip, you know. So
I'm actually, you know, I just remembered, Source. Like, we don't need to talk about the actual reason why it happened, but I just thought about it. Remember when P Ryan had a crack at you? That was the best thing ever. That was so funny. That was actually that was November last year. How time flies. It's so fun. We've had so many people just go at us. Like, him I'll put to the side because it wasn't about him, but he actually has good content. I don't mind his content, but so many people, they're just so hypocritical. Even the other thing that they used to say, whenever we used to push a lot at the beginning, as we still do now, like collect what you love, buy singles, even at the beginning. And I remember listening to so many of these influencers saying, "Oh, collect what you love and buying singles. That's the stupidest approach to the hobby." Mate, what happened? Box prices skyrocketed, and now all of them, it's all big one happy love family. Oh, you should just buy what you love, buy what you can afford. So before you were like, just spend money and waste money so we can make money. But now it's like, because you can't afford it, just buy what you love, buy what you can afford, guys. Don't buy that card anymore. What? You're going to buy a Mahomes base rookie card? That's a waste of money. Don't collect NBA rookie base prism cards. Only go for silvers now. Well, because you're not making money anymore. It's what you want everyone to enjoy in the hobby. So I can rattle off about half a dozen people that said that, and some of them are still doing this stuff in the hobby. Some were actually on our show and said that they disagreed with our approach as guests. So anyway, it's funny how it does full circle. Not that we were upset, because we always bought what we loved anyway, source and singles from the get-go. So could give flying, you know what. Anyway, Saucy and I said on the show a couple of weeks ago I was going to buy a box of Footy Stars, try and collect the set for my son, but we're going to have a box war, Sauce and I. We'll try and film that at some stage, and then Saucy will post it up on the channel. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that's happening. The other thing, too, is we've got to rip this case eventually, Sauce and I. It's still sitting out, this T-Mall case.
That's one I think it would be good if we can tee it up.
We'll do that in person. We'll do it
together.
in person.
And then the box wall, we might just do it. It might be a pre-record, I reckon, Donald, just because.
Yeah, we'll do a pre-record.
Yeah,
we've got well, I've got the garage back, mate. I've got room there now. So if we want to set up stuff in there, we can do that if we need room.
Nice.
Get the table in there, and we'll have heaps of room to put product. I've got the card sorter, so mate, we got it sorted. Put the ring lights in there, beautiful. So we got a bit coming up, and I know we've let all of you down because you want guests.
A black leather couch, and
mine's brown. You've been in there and sat on it before.
I have. Yeah. Still got the billiards table, or is that gone?
No, that's gone. So I got room in there, heaps of room in there.
That's beautiful.
Do the case after next hobby hangout, boys. Well, yeah, be there or be square. Oh, jeez. Anyway, we've cooked it up.
All right.
On that note, ladies and gents, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce, and peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace. Share it with a friend. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.